You know those days when your to-do list feels like a never-ending scroll of shame? When that little voice in your head starts whispering, why can't you just push through like everyone else? Yeah, I've been there too, trapped in the productivity pressure cooker, my worth tied to my output. But now I've stumbled upon a new way of thinking that changed everything, and it came from the most unexpected place. If you're ready to ditch the guilt and redefine productivity on your own terms, grab your coziest blanket because we're about to dive in and shake things up. Trust me, your inner overachiever is going to want to hear this. Welcome to Chronic Illness CEO, where we're ditching the hustle culture and rewriting the rules of entrepreneurship to work for us, not against us. I'm Jessica Brown, a business strategist who knows firsthand what it's like to grow an online business while managing chronic health challenges. If you're done with cookie cutter advice that keeps you trapped in the cycle of push, crash, and flare, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll explore practical growth strategies for creating sustainable success. So grab your cozy blanket, your favorite warm drink, and let's discover what's possible when we stop fighting against our bodies and start building businesses that truly support our lives. It's early February 2024, and yours truly is sitting in an Agile certification course, learning about the Agile project management framework. This is all the rage in the tech world. And as someone who does contract, project, and product management, I am intrigued. As someone whose love language is learning, I'm in my happy place. And as a business owner with chronic illness, I am fascinated. I want to see if this system for developing and scaling products in short sprints could actually be applied to managing a business when you have limited energy. Could that make all the difference? Because let me tell you something, in the beginning of 2024, I needed something that was going to make all the difference. So we're in day 2, and the trainer starts talking about this concept of effort. And it's like I had the brain explode emoji happen to me in real time. In Agile, they don't just measure productivity by hours logged or tasks completed. They look at the effort that's going to be required for each piece of the project. And how they defined effort, well, it is a combination of existing knowledge, experience, time, and here's the kicker, energy. Energy, the very thing I'm always trying to manage, to ration, to stretch. Suddenly, I'm seeing my work in a whole new light. This approach to productivity is actually the perfect extension of what we've been discussing in our previous episodes. In episode 5, I introduced the 4P Ops plan for moving from survival to thriving, and the PACE element is directly supported by this effort-based approach to productivity. And remember in episode 7, when we talked about your body as your number one business strategy? Well, this effort-based model gives us a practical way to honor what our bodies are telling us and make strategic decisions that align with our energy reality. Be honest with me. If you're anything like me, the word productivity probably makes you feel a little something. A lot of times it conjures up images of rise and grind culture or hustling 24/7 or pushing through pain to reach the ever-moving goalpost. As chronic illness entrepreneurs, we're intimately familiar with the pressure to prove our worth through our output. We celebrate the days we can crank through our to-do list and beat ourselves up when our bodies demand rest and recovery. We internalize the idea that our value is directly proportional to our visible achievement. But here's the thing, that version of productivity, it wasn't designed for bodies like ours. It doesn't account for the unpredictable ebbs and flows of energy that comes with managing chronic conditions. It leaves no room for the reality that some days showing up fully looks less like checking off tasks and more like honoring your body's needs. So if that old definition of productivity doesn't serve us, how do we reclaim it? How do we redefine success in our own terms in a way that doesn't leave us burnout, flared up, or questioning our worth? That's where the lessons from Agile comes in, specifically about reframing productivity through the lens of effort. Let me break this down for you. In Agile, effort is assessed by looking at 4 key factors. Number 1, existing knowledge. Does the team have the know-how to complete the task at hand, or will they need to expend extra effort learning something new? Number 2, experience. Has a team done this type of work before? Or will there be a learning curve that requires additional effort? 3, time. How many focused hours will this task take? Factoring in the team's capacity and availability. And number 4, energy. What is the total energetic cost of this work for the team, considering the mental and creative demands? Now, as chronic illness entrepreneurs, we can take these Agile principles and add our own layer to them. We're not just assessing effort for our team, but for our individual capacities. So let's look at these same 4 factors through our unique lens. Existing knowledge. Do you have the know-how to complete the task at hand, or will you need to expend extra energy learning something new? Experience. Have you done this type of work before, or will there be a learning curve that requires additional effort for you to learn a new skill? Time. How many focused hours will this task take? Factoring in breaks and buffer room for when your symptoms flare or for recovery periods. Energy. What is the total energetic cost of this work? Not just the time spent, but also the recovery period needed afterwards. By looking at productivity through this effort-aware and chronic illness-inclusive lens, we start to see a more holistic picture. We begin to understand that a task that might take an able-bodied entrepreneur with previous knowledge and experience only an hour might take us 3 times as long, not because we're less capable, but because we're expertly managing our energy. And this is why I think it's so challenging sometimes for us, especially when we're following people's formulas or programs or their SOPs. It's because they've been written by someone that has the knowledge and the experience and the skill set. And that's going to impact how much time it takes them. And whether that activity gives them energy or drains their energy is going to impact the total energetic cost. So the same activity for someone could take longer for others. For some, it could be draining. For others, it fuels them up. It doesn't make either person more worthy or less worthy, or better or less better. It just makes them uniquely different. So my friend, how does this translate into running our business? Well, it starts with getting real about our capacity. Rather than trying to cram our days with as many tasks as possible, we need to look at our upcoming work through the effort lens. What are our current energy levels? What can we realistically manage while we're prioritizing our health? Which tasks play to our existing strengths? And which will require us to expend precious energy on new learning or new skill development? And how can we break projects into smaller effort-balanced sprints rather than trying to race through them all at once? Now, this doesn't mean lowering our standards or giving up our big dreams. It means getting strategic about how we pursue them. It means focusing on quality and impact over quantity and speed. It means trusting that our businesses can grow sustainably when we honor our unique energy needs. So let me give you a real life example from my own journey. When I decided to restart my business this year, I wanted to implement this agile mindset to my business planning and work structure. One of the reasons why I chose to start a podcast was because I felt it was like the lower energy required long form content strategy that I could sustainably commit to. When I was dreaming up this podcast, I brainstormed all the possible things that I would love this podcast experience to have. And I put all that into a podcast backlog of ideas. Some of those ideas included, I wanted to have the audio podcast on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, all those platforms, but then have a video version on YouTube. I really wanted to have 2 variations of show notes, the Cliff Note version and also the full transcript for those who are hearing impaired. Eventually, I wanted to have a website with a blog for my podcast where each episode could then be converted into an article and have supporting resources. It would be amazing to have social media posts to support each episode that not only could I use when the episode is first released, but then have another version of it that I could sprinkle throughout to encourage people to listen to the catalog of past episodes. I also want to invite guests onto my podcast to discuss a variety of topics, possibly even live streaming this on YouTube so my audience can interact. Oh, and this is a goal of mine. I want to build a community on some platform for future engagement interaction. I promise you it will not be a Facebook group because I cannot stand being in Facebook groups right now. I know some people love them. I just get overly stimulated sometimes. And right now I'm trying to keep myself on the low stimulation. So I don't know what platform that is yet, but that is my goal. If you have any recommendations, then definitely send me a note and let me know. I also want to create some fun engagement events to build up the community, including possibly live coaching, or hey, let's plan together via live streaming. Listen, y'all, I have ideas. I have so many ideas, but I could never start with every one of these ideas. So I listed them all and put them on the backlog. And then I had to define the most important goals for this podcast. Number 1, I want to connect genuinely with an audience of self-employed business owners and entrepreneurs who have 1 or more chronic health conditions with supportive and encouraging content. Number 2, I want to grow my audience. And number 3, I want to use my podcast as my primary lead generation and conversion strategy for my consulting business. Now, with those being my goals, what of all the features were mission critical to start this podcast with? Which ones would give me the most return for my energetic investment back as soon as possible? Number 1, I needed to launch the podcast, at least the audio version. And number 2, I needed an offer to provide that I shared with each podcast. Okay, great. So I worked on those elements. And I'll be honest, because this process is a bit new to me, I wasn't exactly certain how I wanted the workflow to be. At first, I thought, hey, I'll just film myself as I record this podcast. I mean, they say that if you're going to have a podcast on YouTube, a video podcast typically performs better. And I thought to myself, how much harder could it be to film a video over audio? So let me give that a try. And that's what I did for the first 4 episodes and teaser that I recorded with video. It took 2 full days to record, about 10 to 12 hours in total. It was a lot slower than I thought it would be because I didn't want to appear on film that I was like reading my notes. So I would look at a line from my notes and then I would look at the camera and record. And then I would look at the next line and I'd do this back and forth. Not only did that take so much longer to record, but then editing, oh my gosh, twice as long. But I did it. I recorded 4 episodes plus 1 teaser, done. It felt great. I felt excited. This was coming together. It was fantastic. And then for the next 4 days, I crashed and had a very slow recovery, at least mentally. You should have seen me trying to talk to my friends on Marco Polo the next day. I found it very hard to say complete sentences. And that's when I had to be really honest with myself that recording with video may not be sustainable right now in this season. So I decided to experiment with this sprint, which is recording episodes 5 through 8. I'm going to do it differently. I'm recording audio only. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is because I want to see what's more sustainable for me. Will I need less recovery time if it's audio only? I don't know. You can see how this effort-based approach to productivity directly supports the PACE element in our 4P Ops plan from episode 5. It gives us a practical way to be strategic with our energy management and make sustainable decisions that honors our body's needs. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, okay, Jess, I'm intrigued, but how the heck do I start reframing productivity in my own business? Don't worry, I got your back. This week, I want to invite you to do a little experiment that I call the effort audit. Grab a notebook, and for the next couple of days, I want you to start tracking some of your tasks through the effort lens. For the tasks that you decide to track, jot down if you have existing knowledge. Do you know how to do this, or are you going to have to learn it? Do you have existing experience? Have you done it before? And realistically, how many focus hours or how many focus minutes will this take, including buffer time? Or did it take? And number 4, your energy. Was this an energy giver or energy drainer? And when you think about the amount of energy you put into that, what was the energy cost? Did it require recovery time? At the end of the week, review your notes and see if you can notice any patterns. Were there any tasks that drained you disproportionately to their impact? Were there any surprises in how long certain things took when you factored in the full effort cost? Then choose one small task or project to approach differently next week. Maybe it's breaking a big to-do into smaller effort-balanced sprints. Maybe it's outsourcing something that's outside of your zone of genius. Or maybe it's giving yourself radically longer target dates to account for recovery time. The goal here isn't perfection, it's experimentation. If shifting from that productivity mindset of more, faster, harder to a sustainable strategic effort. And that, my friend, is how we start to redefine success on our own terms. This effort audit is the perfect complement to both the body business log I suggested in episode 7 and the right strategy, right time framework from episode 6. All 3 tools work together to help you make strategic decisions that honors your body's wisdom. Body log helps you understand your patterns. The effort audit helps you evaluate tasks, and the right strategy, right time filter helps you make aligned business decisions. If this idea of reframing productivity is totally clicking for you, but you're feeling a bit unsure about how to actually make it happen in your own business, I got you covered. This is exactly what we dive into in my Sustainable CEO Strategy Day, a focused one-on-one experience designed to help entrepreneurs with chronic illness create sustainable success. Together, we'll audit your current business model through the effort lens, identifying energy leaks and opportunities, and craft gentle yet powerful action plan that honors your health and your goals. During your Sustainable CEO Strategy Day, we'll look at where you are in your business journey from survive to thrive and create an action plan that includes specific recommendations for implementing this effort-based approach to productivity that we discussed today. Your personalized plan will include suggestions for breaking down projects into effort-balanced sprints, identifying your unique energy patterns, and creating systems that work even when you need to rest. You'll have my undivided attention and support as we strategize a business that works for you, not against you. If you're ready to redefine productivity and success on your own terms, I'd love to be your guide. The Sustainable CEO Strategy Day is a judgment-free space to vision, plan, and problem solve in a way that feels aligned and achievable. Head on over to chronicillnessceo.com to learn more and book your strategy day. Join me next week, where I will share how I transformed my approach to planning that finally works with my unpredictable energy. I'll reveal why traditional planning methods fail those of us with chronic illness and introduce a new approach that might just change everything about how you map out your business growth. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you're loving this episode and want to help more entrepreneurs with chronic illness discover that they don't have to sacrifice their health to build a successful business, and it would also be a huge help for this new show, I've got 3 quick ways you can help. First, hit that subscribe button. It makes sure that you don't miss any upcoming episodes and lets this platform know that our content is worth sharing. Second, if you're feeling extra generous, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Those ratings and reviews aren't just nice to read, although they totally make my day. They actually help push this podcast up in the algorithm so other entrepreneurs with chronic illness can find our cozy little community. And finally, if you know another business owner who's tired of the push, crash, flare cycle, share this episode with them. Because friend, everyone deserves to know that there's a better way to build a business that truly supports their life. Until the next time, I'm wishing you a gentle day.